Okay, good morning. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the New York Empowerment Zone Corporation for today, Thursday, July 15th, 2021. My name is Janae Kaikai, and I will serve as the chair for this meeting representing Deputy Mayor Vicky Bean. All meetings of the NYEZC directors are public meetings, and members of the public are welcome to ask questions after each presentation. Those questions should be focused on matters raised by the presentation itself. 2 minutes are allotted for comments from individuals and up to 4 minutes for individuals representing organizations. Following a question and answer period, a motion will be made and a vote will be cast. I will now ask the directors if anyone has a potential conflict of interest with respect to any item on the agenda. If so, I ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on record at this time. You may recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to such item. Okay, hearing nothing. The first items up for approval are the minutes for the August 31st, 2020 and March 29th, 2021 meetings. Are there any comments or corrections?
None.
Okay. I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. Second.
Sorry. Second?
Second.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion's passed. We'll now hear proposals from Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone, Vendry. Please present the UMES Arts Engagement Initiative.
Verdery?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. This is Verdery, SVP for Cultural Investments at UMES. This is a proposal to fund the UMES Arts Engagement Initiative for the calendar year 2022 with a grant of up to $354,000 to the Lower Manhattan Cultural Council, or LMCC, who administers this re-grant program on our behalf. The total project amount is $454,000. The goal of this strategy has been to enhance the diversity and frequency of cultural activity in Upper Manhattan by providing flexible support for artists and small groups to create their art and develop audiences for their work. We're now in our fourth year of the program with 1.4 awarded through 202 grants to 107 unique grant recipients. We now have data on the effectiveness of this initiative. Over the first 2.5 years, grants totaling just over $805,000 leveraged $1.25 million in income. The total audience served was over 154,000 people, and $1,378,000 was paid to almost 2,900 individuals. This program will continue the policies and structure that have been established for the UMES Arts Engagement Grants and extend our engagement with LMCC as administrator of the program. LMCC has provided exemplary support. They not only manage a thoughtful and equitable grant-making process, but also provide extensive services to improve the fundraising skills of our applicants. As the program has developed, we have placed an increased emphasis on strengthening outreach and accessibility. Other modifications were made in response to the pandemic shutdown in March 2020. Given our diverse community and the continued uncertainty around the return to in-person programming, these modifications will be maintained. One other modification will sunset. Originally, grantees receiving 3 consecutive years of support were required to take a year off, but due to the pandemic, they were allowed to apply for a fourth year. They will not be eligible to apply for grants in 2022 so that funds can be dispersed more broadly through the community. The cap for consecutive year grants will remain at 4 for one more year only. Our previous grants for this initiative were for 2 years. This proposal is for 1 year, which will allow UMES to examine the impact of the pandemic on our own organization. Furthermore, it will allow the Cultural Investments Committee to examine the full range of our grant programs and adjust our investment strategy to reflect the new realities that are shaping the cultural industry. The CIF committee will continue to provide formal for the proposed grants on behalf of the UMES board and for proposed members of the jury pool who must live and or work in Upper Manhattan. The CIF staff works closely with LMCC and will continue to monitor and evaluate this initiative throughout the course of the grant. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. If there are none, that is our presentation.
I would just like, this is Blair Duncan from the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. I'd just like to mention that, this program is being funded from loan repayments, the full $354,000, as well as the success of being able to reach over 100 unique grantees is really a big milestone to have done over the last 4 years. And the other aspect of helping non-for-profits is really that this is a job creation effort. There are a lot of non-for-profits in Upper Manhattan on the cultural side, particularly. And, the job creation aspect here, generating income of over $1.3 million for local residents, I think is something, another strength of this particular program.
Any additional comments from the directors? Any questions or comments from the public? Okay, I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, thank you, Verdery. The motion has passed, and I apologize for butchering your name earlier. Jafar Mohammed, please present the next item, the UMES administrative budget for fiscal year 2022.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ghaffar Mohammed, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone. Today, I'm here to present the budget for Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone for the year that started July 1st, 2021 and runs through June 30th, 2022. This year, we are presenting our budget that includes support and revenue. In FY 2022, we anticipate recognizing $6 million of grant income associated with the NYEZ support for the National Urban League loan, and $2,152,009 in other revenues. The total support and revenue in our budget is $8,152,009 for FY 2022. You'll notice on line 1, the NYEZ grant of $6 million is due mainly to the funding for the National Urban League loan. Lines 5 and 6, which totals $1,256,934 in combined interest income. Line 9, SBA Paycheck Protection Program second loan of $355,920 is expected to be converted to a grant during FY 2022. Line 10, the Community Development Financial Institution Rapid Recovery Program funds of $400,000 is projected to be received through the U.S. Department of the Treasury. But that was a conservative estimate, that $400,000. In June 2021, UMES was awarded approximately $2.5 million, consisting of $1,826,265 for UMES and $658,000 for BRISC, the total of approximately $2.5 million. Line 11, other revenues, grants of $50,000 is expected from the Mertz Gilmore Foundation as a second phase of a $100,000 grant, and $79,000 from the New York State Empire Development Corporation. On the expenses, the proposed UMES and BRISC consolidated budget of $4,150,342 for FY 2022 is funded from loan repayments, interest earned, and non-zone grants such as the SBA Paycheck Protection Program and the CDFI Rapid Recovery Program, and also from the Mertz Gilmore Foundation. First, comparing FY 2021 budget with FY 2021 projected amounts, you will notice that the total expenses on line 52 is projected to be lower than the budget by approximately 15%, or $581,097. That is $3,957,605 compared to $3,376,508. Please note that the significant variation in the following. The total personnel services on line 19 is projected to be lower by 17%, or $479,603. That is $2,856,356 compared to $2,376,753. This is because of staff vacancies. 4 of those positions have recently been filled, and other staff additions are planned. Line 32, internet access and data backup for 2021 is projected to be higher than the budget by $30,137 because the IT position was outsourced, and that cost is included on line 32. Line 41, legal is projected to be lower than budget by $77,000 or 39%. And that's because our borrowers are current with their payments, so there is less need for legal collection efforts. Several expenses, such as office supplies, training and conferences, meals, utilities, postage, and board expenses, are projected to be less than the budget because of telecommuting due to the COVID-19. Moving over to FY 22 budget, please note on line 52, overall budget is higher by 5%, or $192,737 than FY 2021 budget. That is $4,150,342 compared to $3,957,605. And this increase is mainly due to line 19. Our total personnel services cost is budgeted at $3,133,469, an increase of $277,113, or 9.7%. That is comparing $3,133,469 and $2,856,356. This change is largely due to increased staffing. To access CDFI-related funds and to execute on the new loan products, we propose to add a resource development specialist, a communications associate, and a second business development officer. Their opportunities for funding will be enhanced with staff dedicated to tracking and identifying CDFI funding from the U.S. Department of Treasury and other sources, including exploring possibilities to be a re-grantor similar to the Merz-Gilmore Foundation funds. Over the last couple of years, we added new loan products. For example, the pre-development loan, the line of credit, and the microloan program. And those programs require staffing to activate. Furthermore, the budget includes a COLA. Last year's salaries were flat. Line 41, the legal expenses are budgeted at $145,000, a decrease of $50,000. That is $195,000 compared to $145,000. And that's because we expect to incur less legal fees relating to our borrowers, mainly due to the GWB litigation winding down. Line 43, temporary staff and other consulting services for FY 2022 is budgeted to be lower by $45,000 because of the increase in total personnel services mentioned above. We are currently working with a communications consultant, so this line could be higher or lower depending on when we hire the communications staff member as an employee versus a consultant. The other expenses are in line with prior year budget. I will pause there to ask if you have any questions for me, please. If there are no questions, we ask that you please approve the FY 2022 budget of $4,150,342. So for $342 of total expenses. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, are there any questions or comments from the directors? Any questions or comments from the public? I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Gafar. The UMES budget for fiscal year 2022 has been approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll now hear from Duncan Still of Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation, presenting the administrative budget for fiscal year 2022.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. My name is Duncan Still. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation. I'm here to present the annual operating and administrative budget for the financial year ending June 30th, 2022. The budget calls for a total spend of $769,863, 6.42% higher than the budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2020. Personnel costs are $608,848 as compared with $562,431 for the previous year's budget. This is a result of a cost of living increase representing the 24-month period from 7/1/2020 to 6/30/2022, and some personnel changes during the past year. The audit fee remains flat at $37,775. Professionals and consultants remain flat at $9,000. Legal fees remain flat at $35,000. We expect the vast majority of this amount may not be used this year, as we do not expect any litigation. Other operating costs remain flat at $79,240. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, we ask that you approve the budget for a total spend of $769,863.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the public? I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Duncan.
Thank you.
The administrative budget for fiscal year 2022 has been approved. Loan to Choco Bar NYC. Oh,
The next thing is the NYPC budget.
okay. Sorry.
Choco bars get more money.
No, I think I made a mistake. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm okay with that.
So is the Choco bar.
Oh, okay, sorry, I see where I am now. So the BOEDC administrative budget has been approved. The final item for consideration is the New York Empowerment Zone administrative budget. Marian Phillips will present.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. I was told Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday. Welcome to you, Janae. Did I leave anything out?
We're good.
All right. All right. That should have been 2 Happy New Years or Happy something. The New York Empowerment Zone administrative budget, New York Empowerment Zone staff is proposed an administrative budget of $656,269 for fiscal year 2022. The budget is $13,054 lower than the fiscal year 2021 budget of $669,323 due to lower operational costs. The NYEZC budget covers the salaries of NYEZ staff and allocates an equivalent amount for staff appointed by New York State and New York City to work on the program. Essential non-personnel items related to financial auditing and operational costs of the NYEZC are also covered through ESD, since NYEZC is a subsidiary of ESD. That is the entire alphabet. Are there any questions?
Are there any questions from the public? I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Marion. The NYEZC administrative budget for fiscal year 2022 has been approved. Is there any other business?
Want to bring back Choco Bar?
You had your shot, Marlene. You didn't put a motion on the floor.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you all very much. This meeting of the directors of the New York Empowerment Zone Corporation is closed.
We wish to have the church members. You're out the door before I pronounce the benediction.